Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Reflex. Today we have a brand new track, a brand new custom track by Red Rider 197. This is Farm 14. This is sick. Okay, so, excuse me. So we knew that Red Rider was working on this project back when he made the Atlanta Supercross track replicas a few months ago. And I wasn't sure, or we weren't sure exactly when it was gonna be out, but it released, I believe it was yesterday, Sunday. Today is probably Tuesday when you see this video, or it would have been 2 days ago. I believe it came out on Sunday, and it is sick. He did say it is pretty similar to the MX Bikes version, which I have played. I didn't do a video on it, but I have played it, and it is pretty similar. I mean, he did say he adapted it to Reflex and how this game plays and the ruts and all that stuff. Well, I don't believe he commented about the ruts, but the ruts are obviously they work for this game, and the way MX Bikes is a bit different. So yes, he also did mention that it this version of Farm 14 is or may be a what's the word? Kind of a combination of maybe a few different years or versions of the track. I believe he said that. So this is sick. I mean, you gotta go check it out. I do get asked where you get these tracks. If you're on console, you can't get these. You have to be on PC. But if you're on PC and you have MX vs ATV Reflex, you can download these tracks from Darkside's website, which is ds19.eu. Just go there and you can see all the tracks. Reflex Central, you can still get stuff there. I always say it, but the website isn't really working the way it should be working, or it's down or whatever. So yes, go to Darkside 19's website. That is where you'll find it. This track is insane. Now, I did play on it. Funny thing, I actually was working on a video. I did have a different Reflex video for today, Tuesday, but this track came out, and since it's new, I wanted to show it to you. My favorite part about the track, specifically how Red Rider makes his custom tracks, is that I always say Red Rider is one of the best at making custom tracks and making the environment look good and just making the track feel the way it should in real life in Reflex. Like making a replica, but making it really, really fun in Reflex to play, even if he has to scale things a bit different, whatnot. He is so great at making custom tracks, but he's a master at making these replicas, and this would be obviously a replica of Farm 14, and he just it's so fun to play. It flows so good. The ruts work really, really good. Nothing is, I mean, on this track in particular, it is pretty easy to get over everything. I don't feel like, you know, especially here after the finish line, we go over, or we go around the step down, and then we hit that big step up triple. Like, in real life, that's huge, and he made it big in the game, but not so big that, you know, only the best players, or if you know how to whip glitch really good, can hit that section. You know what I mean? So the way he decides to scale the track and make it in the game so anybody can play his tracks, you don't have to be a pro. Some of his Supercross tracks, for example, he puts out certain lines that maybe only the best players can get. People that play Reflex a lot are really good. Example, Merlin. Okay, Merlin has fast laps in Reflex. He still puts out videos. I encourage you guys to go check him out. You know, someone of his ability in the game obviously is going to be, he's going to be able to do some stuff that we can't do. Me personally, not, when I say we, I mean me personally, and maybe some of you guys too, if you're not pros at Reflex. But he makes the track where there's a different line you can take that's still really fun, even if it isn't the insane, huge, crazy line that the pros take. And the pro line, generally, it's tough, but if you know how to play Reflex even a little bit, you usually can get it sometimes. And I know Red Rider is really good at reflex as well, so, you know, stuff that he can do, it'd be easy for him to make a track that only great players could get around. But Farm 14 here, and I suppose it's easier to make a track that everybody can play when it's an outdoor track. You don't have as many crazy rhythm sections and whatnot, so really, really great job on this track. I did play on it for a while. It didn't take too long to figure it out. I'd say the toughest part was probably his corners, the way he made them. The ruts are really, really good. They do grab you really good. You don't have to... You can hit them pretty fast and you won't pop out over them, but in the corners with the ruts, he did add a bunch of, like, acceleration braking bumps, and that can kind of kick you out over the rut. So I feel like the toughest part about this track was probably his corners, and I'm not saying they weren't good. They were very good. The ruts were extremely good, but the pre-roughness he put in the corners made the ruts kind of hard to hit sometimes. I wouldn't say, okay, hard, difficult, that might be a bit of an extreme, but somewhat difficult. That corner, or some of those other corners, for example, weren't too bad. Not all the corners were that way, but for the most part, they had some pretty heavy roughness in them, or there's a section, a corner in particular, where the rut stays really, really deep, so you have to have some control to try and, you know, keep the bike in that rut. If you pop out over it, the back wheel turns sideways, and you have to fix yourself. So the corners were probably the toughest part about the track, but the floaters, the step-ups, the step-downs, really, really fun. I feel like he captured it extremely well in this game, or on this track in Reflex. But Red Rider, thank you for this track. This is amazing. I've been waiting for a long time to see this in Reflex. It was great to see it in MX Bikes, but I obviously love Reflex a bit more. It's my favorite game of all time as far as motocross games go, so amazing job. Again, thank you, Red Rider. Guys, go check it out. Go give it a download. It is definitely worth your time. We do send the wall there. I'm sure somebody was saying, send the wall, send the wall. Well, we did. I was only able to double it. You can double it. I don't know if it's faster. I feel like it probably isn't, but it was kind of fun to try out. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.